How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to one of my seasonal score claiming related videos. This time, instead of scoreboard, this will be part 2 of season 16, but the seasonal pages. And this will start to dictate what I'm looking to claim moving forward. When you are on the seasonal pages, you have bonus pages all the way at the end. There are items that I want to claim, and then there's items I'm planning to claim indefinitely. I'm still kind of mixed on what I might end up with if I decide to pick up, for example, maybe one pack of score boosters and then everything else being dumped into some other category. But we'll get into that momentarily. I am rank 151 in my other claiming video, which I'll make sure I have in the description. I was claiming up to however many tickets I had at rank 100, and now that I'm 151, I have in the bottom corner 1,895 tickets to spend. I'm going to be going through and mentioning things I'm personally not claiming that allowed me to get up to this point, because numbers may vary from player to player, and then especially if you are earlier in the game, if you're a newer player, some items might seem much more valuable to you as opposed to somebody who's, let's say, mid-game, end-game, stuff like that. But let's start getting into the first part of this video, where I'm going to go through from my perspective on what I want to potentially not claim, and then this will also help me shape the future of these seasonal rewards, what exactly I'm getting. Right off the bat, if they're free, I'm claiming them even if I'm not interested. So there are certain things that may have said claimed that might be something I might not want to spend, let's say, tickets on directly. So if you do see it saying claimed, let's just say, realize that it might have been a freebie. But right off the rip, on page 1, there's a few different things that I would mention that I'm not claiming, and I would encourage others to potentially seek other means. So Liquid Courage, if I remember correctly, you can go through the Biv quest line, and after doing daily quests eventually land on the recipe. Then you would have to fight Earl to get ingredients, etc. For me, I don't really do Earl all that often, so I'm not really looking for Liquid Courage to help me there. I understand not Beast of Burden, but Safe and Sound, that would also be useful during that event. You can kind of pass on that. Legendary cores for me, the amount of events we do, I'm able to actually have a decent stockpile on multiple characters, so cores, not really what I need, so I'm gonna avoid those for now. Just playing will get you those. Perk packs, even if you're, let's say, newer to the game and you're looking at it like, oh, I can maybe get a few freebies. Unfortunately, with the perk card packs, I don't think you can get, let's say, level 50 beyond cards. Somebody might have to correct me on this, but if you only see the perk card Life Giver until you hit level 50, if that's when you see it, if somebody's claiming these at level 20, I don't think you'd be able to get that. You'd only be getting lower level perk cards first off. I would say coins. Perk coins are the more important thing to get. I'm not getting these, so that's also saving me. Mystery bobbleheads, that's something that I don't necessarily need. People that might want to collect bobbleheads for the challenge and associated with the atoms and all that, I can imagine you might want to consider collecting those, so bear that in mind. Page 2, power armor paints for me, I'll just say this right away. I don't really use power armor, so I'm going to pass on, let's say, 99% of these, more likely than not going forward. So I save on the power armor paints that are 45 tickets. Gold bullion, I have plenty of all associated, let's say, currencies. I just need to go to the machines and swap them out, my treasury notes and all that. In terms of other things I'm not claiming, nuke cards. Have plenty of those. We can also find them throughout the cargo bots too, flying around if need be. Save yourself a little bit on that. Page 3, the score booster. I'm kind of mixed on this though. I feel like I'm going to go back and claim at least this one. Because I know if you claim the infinite ones for 75 tickets, I'm pretty sure that'll give you only 3. I have to double check, but this would be the more frugal way to spend. I don't even know. Page 4, another power armor paint. Everything else was claimed. Page 5, for me, the Gauss rifle paint. Other people might really like this specific, let's say, skin for the gun. I don't blame you, I have it for other weapons currently equipped. The Gauss rifle, though, I'll leave that into just general moving forward. I'm not going to get every weapon skin, especially for the weapons I don't use. Unless you can paint these and then trade these. I think you can't. I think when you use these paints, they become untradeable. Again, need somebody to confirm on that. Everything else was claimed. Moving on to the next page, page 6, you'll start seeing some duplicates, power armor paints, score booster, things like that. But for this one, the new one that popped up that I would encourage people to avoid, the carry weight boosters. Carry weight boosters are great. I would say the freebies that you're able to get hopefully last you long enough to kind of remedy your fast travel needs and all that. But I'm gonna hold off on this one, and then I'm pretty sure, oh, it's 5, okay. I wasn't sure if it was 10 or if it was just a few. Yeah, so that's 5 of those. But again, if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, hey, I don't have Fallout First, I don't have a tent that I can just slap down anywhere, well, this might actually be useful to you. So again, take all these with a grain of salt. I mean, this works for me. You might be like, what do you mean you don't want these Union power armor paints? You're crazy. On to page 7. Basic repair kits, scrap kits, things like that. I personally don't need. I have plenty of repair kits. And then on top of that, I have the upgraded ones. So those are also stashed away. So I don't really need those. The scrap kits, I mean, at that point, you do have Fallout First if you're claiming this. But I think I'd rather spend those tickets elsewhere. And again, it might only seem like it's 5 tickets that I'm saving. But for me, after all these pages, saving 5, 10, 15, 20, it adds up. And that's another 10 of some specific resource we'll be able to claim in the bonus pages. Moving on, we have kind of similar things again with the power armor. The scout banner, and then the lunchboxes. I'm personally holding off on. Lunchboxes are very useful, but you can also get lunchboxes through, what, Samet Foundation? And there might be a location at the Raider camp? I forget, a crater. I don't know who you would trade there, but point being, you can get lunchboxes in the game that way. Scout banners are kind of cool. I like some of the different things that proc when people, let's say, use them during events. All of a sudden you have the ability to see, let's say, creatures through walls like you're using Berry Mentats, and there's other bonuses. It's kind of cool, but not the end of the world if you don't claim it. So now, just going through a few of these, it'll be a repeat of previous things I didn't claim. Legendary cores, like I said. I'll just continue doing events and things like that. The large Vault-Tec supply case, you can do without claiming that, even if you're earlier in the game. Just kind of hoarding everything, breaking it down for the resources is useful. Again, scrap kits, not really for me. I did grab the mystery magazine, because I'm pretty sure you can display these at your camp just like this. So whatever this is, I'd be able to place it maybe on a desk or something. That maybe next season I don't claim it. Maybe I save that and put that towards the next thing. Alright, so now we have carry weight boosters again. Like I mentioned, might be useful to somebody else, but for me, I'm passing and I'm saving, and that's where all my tickets are coming from. The reroller, is it 12 pages or is it 13 pages? I think, yeah, it's 13 pages if I remember correctly. If this is page 12, the reroller is the only thing that I might go back and purchase. Just because it's kind of more cost effective to get the ones that are in the earlier pages. I'll come back, but I'll mention if I want rerollers from here, it's 5 for 75 tickets. At that point, I feel like it makes much more sense for me to just get the 5 for 5 So if I do decide, that's where I'll go first, and I'll double check if there's any other pages I might have missed. Moving on to the last page, perk coins. For me, I have multiple characters, high level. I have all the perk coins that I could need. My legendary perks are max rank. They're all set up how I need it. This is the one that I would make an exception for and say if you are earlier into your playthrough, even mid-game if you want to call it that, perk coins are very valuable. So for me it's not useful, but I can imagine for a good amount of people it is. Refine your build, get those legendary perk cards ranked all the way up. And now here for the bonus pages. So I mentioned everything that I'm not claiming. And I didn't mention this power armor paint. I might go back. I think with the amount of time we have from now until the next season, the new update, the expansion on the map and all that, I think I'll put points towards this. It shouldn't be too hard. Just a few days of doing challenges. And I personally am not into power armor, but something tells me down the road I might want to use this one, right? So there might be exceptions for what I'm personally saying, and if they're flashy enough, they might attract me. Now for the bonus pages, I went ahead and tried to do a little bit of calculations to see what I should be able to afford. Basically at the end of the day I'm going to claim everything except the power armor helmet, and nope, I'm claiming everything else. Even the chemical color mods, even though I'm not probably going to use, I did use this weapon for a little bit and was having fun with it. I rolled a decent instigating one. I see other people in the community using these. I don't know, I like the color green, so we'll go with this one. But even if I don't really use it, part of me is like, you know what, just claim it. Just get a few more days of challenges done, and then put that towards the final page. Alright, before I get to this final page and seeing exactly what I end up with, if my math is correct, if I claim all these, I should have 785 or somewhere around there. We might not have exactly got that right, but let's go through. Let's claim these as a pair. The Pine Barrens cabin kit and stairs. I personally have similar things, so I could have actually passed on this and saved a good amount of tickets, but I definitely want to get as much as I can to display things, to show all the seasons that we've been a part of. So all the different themes for me are going to be definitely things I want to claim. Let's get those surfboard, shelf, and wall over here. The road signs are probably the most attractive thing to me on this page. Get some road signs. Sports balls, why not? There's no Wilson, but every other one is there. The chemical color mods that we were talking about. The gorilla statue, because why not? And then the peepers paint. So it's combat rifle, which means it's also fixer. We'll get a new color for the fixer, and now we have exactly 785. We did a good job. We figured out exactly what we were going to end up with. So now, just some very basic numbers. Let's just say I decide to claim modules right now. I'm getting 10 modules per claim. They cost 75. That means I could technically end up with 100 modules if I was to claim this 10 times. I would still be left over with some tickets that I could potentially go back and claim some other things. Again, some of the cheaper re-rollers might be more attractive to me as opposed to investing in the last page. I do know some people are having fun collecting the re-rollers for 75, but I would consider collecting boosters. Something tells me if you get these, like if you're going to be spending 75 tickets on a re-roller, instead of re-rolling the challenge, because most of the time you can get away with doing all but one challenge and then still get the whatever it is, 6 of 6, which used to be 5 of 5. If you can at least try to do most of your challenges, right, and be more so rewarded for doing the challenges you might not want to do, I think that could allow you to hit 100 faster and beyond for, let's say, next season or future seasons. So just keep that in mind. Because I did hear a few people telling me that instead of modules, because they have a ton of modules, or cores, because they have a ton of cores, they're like, you know what, re-rollers is what I'm going for. And I'm like, hey, it's each their own. But for me, I have, let's say, some legendary crafting planned, especially if there's any new weapons or armor introduced in the next and future updates, so the more I can stock up on modules, the better. And on that note, I'll mention that I am on this character for a reason. I have a good amount of cores on me, and then considering I have some future legendary crafting plan that I'll be uploading on this YouTube page, I need some modules to match. So what I'm going to do is go back to the seasonal page, go all the way to the end, claim this 10 times, get 100 modules. That's 1, 2. This is claiming a lot slower than I thought. It's not letting me do it quick. That's fine. But just keep mashing the A button until it says, hey, you can't do that no more. Or we're going to break the game. One or the other. So like I mentioned, for me, modules is the most valuable thing. Perk coins for a newer player might be more valuable, especially if you're not even, let's say, 45, 50s. You know, if you're still just playing the game and you got up to this point and you started with this newest season, you might want to invest in other things. Alright, so we're on the last claim. It's going slow, that's fine. I think we broke it. Okay, there we go. So we go into our new tab. I don't think I had any modules on me before. I did not. Tremendous. There's 100 modules. As a quick, for your information, little announcement, if I had not claimed the road signs, the surfboard wall, the shelf, gorilla statue, the cabin kit, all those things, I could have actually claimed more than twice the amount of modules. And if my math was correct on that, I could have gotten up to 250 modules with the amount of tickets I started with. So for people who are hitting 150 and then deciding, hey, what should I spend things on after you claimed everything, I would say try to conserve as many tickets as possible. Plan out some stuff before you do pick them up, because those tickets go very quickly. And now that I personally have, let's say, a few weeks until the next season, the next update, I just got to get a few more score ranks. I'll be able to get the Cryptid Hunter paint comfortably. While we're on the conversation, I'll just get the 5 re-rollers for 5 tickets. Not really bad at all. And then again, I might decide to go through these pages, and then there might just be something that catches my eye, because I have a few extra tickets towards the end of the season. So the day before the next season, whenever I finish up my challenges, I might have some odd number of tickets left. So if I don't have 75 tickets to claim something, even if I said, hey, I don't want to collect, let's say, cores. I'd rather collect cores maybe than scouts banners for the ones that I didn't claim. So this is all food for thought. Again, everybody's approach might be a little different, and that's why I'm trying to give as much perspective as I can to those who are maybe newer to the game, those that are maybe returning to the game, or even the veterans that haven't left and have been here since day one. On that note, I've got 100 modules now. I got a plan what I'm going to be rolling next. I would say keep an eye out for that on the video if you're newer to what we got going on. Always hope you find these videos informative. Definitely enjoy expanding the conversation. I would say hit the subscribe button, see what we got going on. Again, 100 modules, that's a good amount of rolls. We'll see exactly what that gets invested in. And then we have the next season around the corner, so we'll be covering patch notes and more. We hang out on Twitch, we're on Xbox. I'll make sure all the info is in the link below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.